Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing some more deck lists from the Worlds event that was held in Las Vegas. This deck list was played by Greg Orange and he will end up 10-5. One important note about the record, that does include the draft portion of it. They did 2 drafts for 3 rounds, I believe. I don't think it was 4. I think it was just 3. So I don't know exactly where the losses came from, but Greg found themselves placing at 6th in the Worlds tournament. And this was their standard deck list that they submitted for that portion. Outside of that, I will not be linking like an exact deck list. I'm just going to go ahead and link the event in the description so you can go there. It'll take you right to the event. You can also find all the deck lists by all the other wonderful players that were there at the event. So other than that, we're just going to get into the games. And if you do enjoy the content, I would appreciate it. If you hit the sub, it'd be great. I've been getting a lot of love lately and I definitely appreciate it myself. So I hope you all do enjoy and we'll just get out there and see how it goes. To go first, we have quite the answers plus another redraw with up to Beanstalk, so we can go ahead and keep this. Them being first does make Syncopate slightly worse, also March, because we won't have that extra mana here, but we'll keep this. Tower up, Adam on a white Vanguard coming down. We have 1 plains. We do not have another, but we will hold up mana to play this Make this here. Up the Beanstalk, of course, would be nice, but we got no value coming down the pipeline for it later. At least as of right now, we'll take our 2 on the chin. See what's cooking up. Benalia, very nice card to hit with this, but the best part about playing March in our deck is the indestructible factor of Guardian is not relevant. It can be with other removal spells and that sort, but at least for now, we're good. Would love to draw a card, but we can afford to do that next turn. Picking up something like an Adeline here or marching down this Coppercoat Vanguard at instep seems like the better play. Negate is most likely going to be useless. Grab an Adversary. I can't counter it anyway, so let's see it come down. They pay into it. They do. Need to draw a plains here. March can't get that. I still have to get the Vanguard. So go ahead. See, it already auto pays. I keep forgetting that it does that. Could have technically got this if we wanted to pitch a card, but I don't think we want to do that. Especially with that draw being so good here. Let us Beanstalk. We can always lay down arms here in a second. Get max information. We find another land for our Sunfall. With things like Adeline getting played and filling up the board won't be that troublesome. Oh, also draws a card. That's really cool. For Adversary, number 2. Paying for it and no land drop, so has me a little concerned. Just a cycle. I would say I already made a land drop. I don't know what I'm doing there. Up, we can take the 4. The perk of playing against mono white is they won't ever really have a whole lot of direct damage, so our life total can go all the way down to 1. We'll counter that, however. Unless they pay 1. Yep. Don't want them digging. They have a lot of 1-drops in their deck, so they can definitely easily grab 2 with that. To make the land drop, I think so. We thought since the beginning of the game that negate's going to be pretty much useless. I would have laughed so hard if they just played like an enchantment off the top there and negate was not useless anymore. They could play the invasion, I guess. Let's go ahead and Sunfall here and draw 2 cards. Lay down arms. Nice pickup. Another Bean. Honestly, with Beanstalk, we might have to be worried about our deck. Every time we cast a spell, 5 or more, we're going to draw 3 cards. Seems quite aggressive. Real Cathar coming in. Recruitment Officer in as well. Mirix being a really nice pickup for us. I don't think we have to get too crazy here. I don't think so. Let's just Beanstalk first. Another plains. Play Mirix down. Add a white off this and play Leyline Binding for the Recruitment Officer. I don't care about this 2/2. If they get too loose with it and attack, we can always activate our incubation token over here, making a 2/2 to block. Ah, they highlight it. They see it. Oh, I mean, I'm going to do it anyway. Maybe. Okay. Alright, opponent. Perfectly fine with us. Here, I'm going to go ahead and play down this plains because it's got no other value. I'm going to hold this to cycle. We're going kind of card for card, but realistically, we have one less card in our hand because it's a dead card and negate. We do have Mirrors and we have Sunfall to pick up the board if need be, and we just cycle until we find one of our really good win conditions and go from there. Opponent goes first. Hand's fine. Syncopate's not going to be that active anyway. We want to have these lay down arms to pick up any creatures, and with 3 planes coming up every single turn, I think we're good. Like enchantments so far. Be something like Infect potentially, but it is an enchantment. Let us go ahead and get this out of the way. Next turn we can play a land, hold up Syncopate. Maybe they'll tap out. It's one of the few matchups where negate's not necessarily great, but it's also not the worst. Definitely gonna play it now because now we have Dissipate. Getting no value will eventually flip and get value. No land drop hit from our opponent. All right. They kept a 2-lander with a 1-drop and a 2-drop. Actually, they played a tap land on turn 1. They find a land. Here probably comes a Calyx or Restoration. We know that they've been missing land drops. Let's try to make it a constant tax that they have to worry about. Don't want them to tutor if we can clear them from doing so. We pass here. We miss a land, but we do have Memory Deluge. They find another one off the top. That's going to have to be a permanent I deal with. We counter that. It's exiled. We could march this away. Only 2. I don't feel the need to fight over 1 damage here. Sunfall number 2. Pass. The only thing we have to worry about is this because it's repeated enchantments. But this one will resolve. We'll Memory Deluge, and we'll probably most likely have to march it because this is a cast, so we'll have to take care of it while we can. I'll take the 2. I'll flash out Memory Deluge. Make this appears really, really sweet. Do I just take the land drops here? Actually, make this appear might be important because if for whatever reason they just jam a 3rd one of these, I'm going to be so upset that I didn't make this spirit. And I am going to go ahead and pitch a laydown arms. This should foreshadow that we're holding a make disappear, but you never know. Sometimes they won't pay attention. Just lay down arms this, but again, 1 damage, not going to be the end of the world. Calyx, no land drop. Again, we know that they're struggling to hit lands and they're only getting them off the top of their library, so when we can get chances like that to counter a Calyx, we'll take it. Audacity. Hit me for 4. Is tapped. Sure. They've been playing everything pre-combat, so we might actually get them to commit playing more Audacity or something. We could also just lay down arms this. I think waiting and passing and seeing what happens on their turn makes more sense. For a basic, not going to be able to stop that. They'll now have mana here. Portrait can definitely cause some problems if we didn't have the Emperor. The plane's coming down. Attack. Go ahead and Emperor. Do not make the mistake and make it 2/2. So they're 5/3 trampler. We'll draw a card. Nothing else going on. Let us just plus. Because it might be very possible, depending if they start playing like Spirited Companions and whatnot, that we might just have to be forced to Sunfall next turn. I don't really want to do it. I just stack my Emperor to that. Plus now, you have to worry about somewhat of me minusing Emperor. Like the dog enters tapped here. If there was anything more important. Like a Naturalist sometimes comes to mind. Second enchantment. Ossification taking the Emperor. Crazy. He's new. I don't think it's necessarily a hard line to see, but it is a line for sure. They need how many? 7 or more enchantments. Go ahead and draw. Maybe we'll find a march. Do find land, which is good. It gives us sunfall, but we're not gonna do it here. This flip. Still have 4 enchantments. Audacity coming in. About to get huge. Hopefully we can keep them from getting too much. Now we're going to get a lot of value for our sunfall. It almost makes me want to just take this damage so I can make my creature slightly bigger. But I will. I don't want them to get the Spirited Companion back because that's just a card draw. I will try to protect their life total a little bit because without having a direct way to answer this anytime soon, I don't want to give them the out of playing Spirited Companions and kind of going runner with their spells. Merrick's come down. It doesn't really matter now because we won't have a spell to cast anyway. So let's just exile these. This also answers this creature, so they won't have it for the backside because it's now gone permanently. Cast is the 4. Beefy creature in and of itself. They play a second one. I have no way in countering it, but I can lay down arms it. We have plenty of planes, at least for what this match is concerned. Ooh, stop playing Audacity, please. I feel like it's a fair request. Let us flip this. We're probably gonna have to start attacking with them being in top deck mode here. Get this out of the way. A little less top deck mode because of course that's going to go in there. But I will attack for 4. Because if this is turned on, they do get flying. That's something we'll be able to stop anytime soon. Good memory lose, or we could do the whale depending how bad his turn is going to get, which it seems like it's going to get pretty bad. What is the play? Seal. What is Seal going to target? Honestly, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll just go ahead and make disappear this here. It might feel loose, but make disappear is not getting a whole lot of value any other time, and I want to keep my Beanstalk around. So I assume Beanstalk would have to be the target. This, let's draw Leyline Binding. We finally find an answer to this. Go ahead and do it now. The reason we're doing it now is because we do have a draw off the Beanstalk. Go ahead and take this. Now we can be a little looser with our attacks and whatnot. You double block the whale. I'll flash an Emperor, give it first strike. Do not. Do now. Just Sunfall, but I don't really want to. It also seems fine. Let's end turn here. Definitely risky attacking. Honestly, shouldn't have done it at all. But lure them in. They backed the 1/1 up, which I would say they definitely should not do that. Exile here.
You protect my people. My judgment is fine.
We don't find lethal because they'll make actually no, they're gonna draw 2 cards. We found lethal here. We snuck it through. Yeah, nice. So attacking, which I still stand by that it was kind of a mistake to attack. I should have definitely just held him back. Curse of playing too many aggro decks lately. Opponent goes first. They could be on the draw every game I've played so far today, which definitely unfortunate, but keep this. We do have a laydown orange. We have a couple of tap lands to boot, so Got Broker's Charm. It's been so long since I've read this. Destroy enchantment, draw 2 cards, start creature gets +1 until equal to... Oh. Alright, well, I mean, I guess we can keep drawing triumphs. I'm gonna bind us too much here. Trying to figure out if this is off or not, and it looks like it is. This always makes you expect to be Esper. Then we can see kind of these lands backfiring a little bit on the fact that we could have Broker's Charmed this immediately and got it out of the way, but not able to. So we keep playing tap lands. One attack, get me down to 19. Haven't done anything yet. Never mind, I'm most likely on domain, because what else would I be on? Doing what I'm doing right now. We land, we will pass. We'll see if anything crazy happens, because we'll hold up this leyline binding for it. We could technically Broker's Charm the wedding announcement. Invitation here. Virtual Loyalty. Definitely tough call. We might have to end up hitting the Virtual Loyalty as well. Very Mastermind. So they are Esper. What is happening here? I am getting ran through at this moment. We'll pass. Definitely going to get a draw off the wedding announcement. Let's just take the damage here. We're going to need to find a Sunfall of sorts. It's a land. No land drop here. Destroys enchantment. We were holding it for the virtue. We'll get a draw, but the creatures won't get bigger. I didn't want to do it on like a main because then they get options. Don't need this, but I really want a memory to lose, so I guess I will play the Nganjo. Pass. Turn. Flash this in, exiling the Fairy Mastermind because they're trying to get an additional draw off us. Where, so Fairy Mastermind still has to be in play for the second clause to be active. You don't have to worry about it too much. This enters. I know most likely they're going to attack, and my Emperor might get attacked by both. I should have waited until then. I instinctually thought this happened at combat. It happens at end step. So, a little bit of a mistake there. I should have made them attack that for 2. But, should be fine here. This is where we are going to start being favored in the matchup. I could Beanstalk, but I think holding up another Emperor, maybe a lay down arms, is going to be more important here. Or just representing that I might have interaction. Wedding announcement. Update. I lied. I have no interaction. Wedding announcement's fine. See the attacks. You don't want to make more tokens. They just want to keep attacking, which is fine with me. Let us play Emperor here. Hold up makes me think it's potentially Fairy Mastermind.
You're just underwhelming.
Make it 2/2 so we can get rid of this if possible. Maybe just go for the throat. Okay. Finding value off their creature where they can, I suppose. We could have bounced this, but fine. Make suppose another creature here. Beanstalk, try to find a land. Could have waited to find more information, but 2 bounces here on these whales I think is fine. One turn. Up to mana. One thing we have to watch out for is this. Most of our effects do exile. Attack and attack. Attack face. Okay. And no counter magic. So let us remove this. They counter this. Do not. I'm holding mana there, makes me think they might have it, so I'm just going to block this. I'm trying to trade off here. Emperor. Sure. Let's see if we can't do something fun. Keeping us around to try to hit the Emperor down, I think is important.
Try not to miss me.
We'll also get like massive in the upcoming turns. Let us play another Beanstalk. Looking for that Sunfall at some point. Down arms is pretty good as well. Really hitting the Emperor. Vigilance, we pass.
Always glad to meet my match.
True Loyalty, another good card to find here. We'll plus on the 2-2.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Suppose we can just block this here. Guard 8. We gotta be a little bit cautious. The plan, opponent. Make a token and this will flip. Play Memory Deluge. Loch-Whale and these probably just a cycle land. Another cycle land comes up. Oh boy. We are finding ourselves in quite the pickle now. I flash this in. I also have so many cards still. They're doing the thing that you should do against control where you just kind of never move. You sit there and hold your cards, force your opponent to do stuff. Turn. There's the Fairy Mastermind. Plus on Emperor would be lethal. We're gonna end up losing this one, team. Plus to spread it out. Makes most sense.
Got new moves to teach you.
Only legendary, right? Target legendary creature gains hexproof. Go ahead. Kind of answer one of these permanently. Most likely they can put this back on top or play anything and draw off another card, and that's just back in their hand. So go ahead and try to get rid of the token. Lay down arms, the Fairy Mastermind, if we're even alive to do it. What is the play? It goes. 5. It's hurtful. It really is. Ugh. Not getting any better. Another lay down arm. This isn't quite worth the squeeze right now. I lay down, how much mana I have? I have 5, 6, 7, 8. Lay down arms. Then lay down arms. And then we're going to have to flash this in and hope it's enough. You can also flash in another Emperor, make it 2-2. And then plus on it and we lose to that. We get through our turn though. Make a 2-2 now. Ugh. Guess what, team? We have died. Gildred is most likely going to be enough to kill us. There's finally the Make Disappear that they've definitely been kind of holding. I even get out of this? Oh no. So tragedy is strucken. Even if I march the Shieldred, I'm still going to die to the Beanstalks, and I'll show you why. Like, we'll just go ahead and take our draw. Maybe we'll find it out. No. So I'll show you a little thing if you're not sure how Beanstalk works and X spells. If I pay this and I want to get to this Shieldred, I have to put 4 mana into it, which it'll count to white in the X and it'll go to it. So if I do this and I pay here, it'll still trigger my beanstalks, and there's no way to deny these because I have to do them. So I'll lose to the Shieldred. And then Sunfall's, of course, 5 mana, so I lose that as well. All right, we get to go first. Very cool, very cool, very cool. I think this might be the first time we've gone first. So we'll leave off Spar's Headcore, play Plains. Most likely try to play the Beanstalk unless they show us something otherwise. Mono Blue. Alright, Mono Blue. I'll play Beanstalk. Do not Spell Pierce me. Okay. Mono Blue is set up to pretty well thrive for the most part at this present day. Considering if it plays against the Cascade deck, most likely the Cascade deck can never answer anything that they want to do. So we're gonna find this matchup pretty hard to beat, I think. It all starts off by stopping them from getting cards, huh? Let's do this. Just hinder them. It also exiles it, so their graveyard's less big for whenever they play a giant 5/5 with ward that I can never answer. Seiju, definitely the worst land in our hand, so we'll let it go. We have a negate and a make disappear to hinder them from drawing even more cards. I don't know if this is the route we should take. We'll make disappear this stuff. Make disappear will progressively get worse as the game moves on. Most likely they're always going to wait to our end step and just keep playing out lands. Need a negate to answer that card. Now we just need to stick something important. They missed land. Oh man, how much I would love if I was able to flash this in right now. But we should be able to do it later. If they don't draw land here, they're going to have to dig for it. They don't. Best part is we can flash this in on our end step. So if they tap out, we'll slide it in. Like that. Here's our creature. And we'll draw. It's our turn, so it's untapped. Got it. Not that it's really going to do a whole lot, but make some of their cards awkward. And if they didn't draw a basic, which I mean, that's the only lands in their deck. They didn't draw a land. Oh, to make disappears. Very nice. Or maybe they needed to keep the basic. So if they only drew one, they're not going to throw it away. Fading Hope. Larian Terror. Larian Terror. Say less. So scary. I think we can get them to double block here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll keep 2 mana. Especially if they go to block here. Attack. Definitely have a bigger clock, so I can't see them double blocking here. I just thought, you know, maybe we give it the old shot. See if they block or not. What to do? In turn. See if they try to do anything on instep. Nothing. What's so hard about Solarian Terror? It's such an awkward card to deal with. Pass. Make them answer on our instep. Two is not preferred. 7. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Thing we have to do, I think, because these lay down arms are never going to get to size. I'll get rid of my whole hand. I'm not scared. We can go ahead and make disappear this. It'll counter it either way. We're in a pretty bad spot. Mono Blue is going to be a tough matchup for us either way. At least in my opinion. Hey, Leyline Binding, not the worst. Lay down arms. The card we just said won't ever be able to remove one of these. Do this now. Get the draw. Fortunate triumphs here. All right, well, it resolves. Yes. Fade 2. Fading hope it. Sure. Eric's. Attacks. Bitter. Other bending lands. Another Planetary Tear. 1, 2, 3. Just nowhere. It's never going to be close. We'll go ahead and look. Another land drop. Hold back. We can Fading Hope or Whale. And it'll be their turn. But then we could pay 2 and then bounce their thing, I guess. Play extra land. Don't do anything. Okay. Turn. Okay. Make a token. I could stop playing non-planes. Like, it'd be so cool if I could just get planes out here. Attack. We're making one of these, by the way, to make disappear better. So yeah, don't we only play like one copy? I already played it. Either way, we'll call it good practice. The second main here. Their plan. Return or upkeep. Counter this unless you pay 2. Wanted to take away some of our mana here. Was their goal. I mean, lay down arms, you're getting closer. You can exile our whale almost, I think. No, you can't. Never mind. You're not getting any closer. Stay at home. You stay right here in our hand. We'll get pitched to a march eventually. Hopefully. The fact that they didn't attack earlier is kind of crazy. But they didn't find a Fading Hope or anything, I guess. Pass. Combat from them, I guess, make more tokens. Never know. These tokens might get feisty one day. On one hand, I want to play this, but it's definitely got to be cycled. No pause there. Time to cycle this up. That's pretty good. Already scared of one. How afraid do you think they're going to be of a second one? But they have to have some counter magic. They haven't played land in forever until now. And they've just dug 18 different times. Double attack here. A block? I see something. Okay, we see nothing. Try to bounce this, I guess. Still? We have 4 mana available. You can pay for a full-fledged Make Disappear. How they choose to do all this? I'm so confused. Bounce this, I'm going into full control mode. I should be able to do something nifty here. Plan. Bounce our whale. Okay. It'd say the darndest things. Fate. Decent draw. Let us throw up our whale. Doc. Now we have it, so I want to force anything out here. I could counter this, but I can also counter their next draw. They surveilled, which I would assume they left a Tolarian Terror on top. But if this resolves, it feels so good for us. I'll let it be countered. Memory Deluge, a nice find. Nothing. Turn. Huh. Run it. Combat. Attack me again. I'm definitely blocking. So they didn't put it on top. Let's try to prevent them. That snap resolved. Brutal. Brutal, 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 brutal indeed. Let's line binding. And let's get this little boy out of here. Oh, yeah. Cool. 8-2. Well, now that we have this window of opportunity, get in for 8. And let us pass. I would play the Spar's headquarter if it was another Triumph, but it didn't seem right to. I think we're definitely supposed to cycle, but we pull it out against him. Look at us go, team. We made it. Absolutely made it. That's a tough win. Tough win. Okay, post-game wrap-up. I'm not going to try to make this any longer than I have to. We're just going to go through the deck and talk about it real quick and the things that I definitely like and why I think this was a really good deck choice. And it feels really good for best of one with how diverse the cards are with a couple splashes of one-ofs and whatnot. But lay down arms, really solid. Really, really good against the aggro matchups. Esper was there a ton. I can just run through the list of the decks. Esper Legends, Domain, Esper midrange, Azorius Soldiers, Golgari midrange. So lay down arms was definitely like a really solid option to be submitted at the tournament. March, another great choice. Syncopate, definitely like kind of a weird counter spell, but the reason we're playing this is to have triggers off up to Beanstalk later down the line. Also against maybe some reanimate style effects or things with that, with Virtue of Persistence being a card that is getting splashed in a lot of decks. Syncopating a card that will exile it like a Shield Grid so you don't have to deal with it later is really nice. I just realized that my Syncopate is 2 different arts and I'm so upset about it. We have 3 Syncopates. Here, don't worry, team. I'll save us. I even crafted the bad one, but we have 3 Syncopates. I don't know why I did that. I mean, I appreciate that it wasn't trying to make me craft one, but we have 2 Make Disappear, so our play to make tokens for another Make Disappear available. I thought we only played 1 copy of this, but we played 2. And Negate is a one of. You don't want to play too many of these in the main board because they get a little bit clunky at times. Up to Beanstalk is a 4 of. I love this card, so drawing cards again, while playing control is really, really nice. Especially when you're in the mirror, because if something like a Leyline Binding gets countered or a Whale, you still get to draw a card, so it's not completely lost. Burger's Charm is a spicy one of. This paint really cool too. We saw it become really important there. The Wandering Emperor to help deal with those creature matchups. 1 Memory Deluge because 1 value, especially whenever we have so many cards of value in this deck, is really, really nice to play. We have the Sunfalls as a 3 of, 4 Leyline Bindings, and 4 are the 3 Whales. So the deck comes together pretty well. There's only 1 man land or creature land in total. It can produce creatures, and life totals won't really matter that much because this deals with effect in terms of the toxic 1. And some triumphs here to make sure our Leyline Bindings are cheaper, but worst case scenario, we play them for 3 like we did in our very last game there. And it works out for us anyway. Here's the sideboard. Last thing I will note, I will not be putting a deck list for this. It's not my deck list, so I'm just going to put a link to the actual Melee tournament so you can see this deck list. That's why I got Greg Orange here, so you know who you're looking for. Outside of that, we're just going to link this and Melee, and you can go get the deck list there if you'd like it, along with maybe some other variations that have been played throughout the tournament. Aside of that, I hope you all enjoyed the deck. I hope you enjoyed the games, and I'll catch you all around in the next one. See you later. Goodbye.